Whoa. Hey guys, it's Miss Outspoken Outcast, aka Chibi, whatever you want to call me. So, today is another vlog. As you can see by last night's vlog, things turned out really bad. My older brother Joey came by to basically check if the house was cleaned, and, it's really none of his business because he hasn't been living here in, the past couple of months. I'm walking around in my cleared out younger brother's room. So, I've been spending, the past 48 hours, being up really late, cleaning the house, scrubbing down the boards, patching up holes and stuff, and, freaking, how do I put it? Vacuuming, all that. See, I can't even think. I don't even get that much sleep. So, anyway, I did that, and basically, he was being a little bit too much of a perfectionist, and he overreacted because the sink for the kitchen, the little screws for the garbage disposal weren't turning, and he was freaking out. And I was using a wet dry vac to take the liquid out so that way I could unclog it, and he just started screaming and freaking out and being like, "Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with you? The house smells," because some water and stuff got stuck in there, and there wasn't anything in the sink anymore. I was dumping it outside, by the side of the house, all the disgusting stuff that's got stuck in there. And he was just freaking out, and he was like, "Oh, are you freaking taking care of it? You're not taking care of it." And he was just not making any sense, and he was just freaking the fuck out. And it just started leading from one insult to another because I don't know, he was just pissed, and I was trying to take care of the problem, and apparently he taught me this trick a couple of months ago, how to take care of any issues with the sink, use a screwdriver or something. And I forgot, and he knows that I have short-term memory loss, and he didn't acknowledge it. He's like, "Well, you retards should have texted me if this was happening a couple of days ago." Oh my god, I'm so disappointed. Because here's the thing. I'm so low in my life that I literally have to beg my siblings for money. Oh, by the way, if you heard that noise, that was my dog, Klaus. Say hi, Klaus. Say hi. Say hello. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. You want attention? Yeah. This is my buddy right here. This is my pal. One of my pals. My dad gave me this dog when I was 18 years old. He's been a really good boy. He's a good boy. Sorry, Klaus. I'm making a vlog right now. I'll play with you in a minute. So, anyway. So, a couple of days ago, because, gonna be homeless, gotta freaking clear out the house and move everything out. My older brother basically waggled money in front of my face. I'm so low in my life that I literally have to take whatever I can get for money because I don't have a job. And, again, my siblings know this, and they pretty much do whatever they can to tease me and rub it in my face that I don't have money. They're like, "Oh, well, if you clean out the entire house, we're going to pay you $80. And not just to me, but $80 for me, my younger brother, and my boyfriend Marcus. And so I've spent past couple of days just scrubbing stuff down. I actually have pictures that I sent to my brother about how the house looked, and he said it was fine when I texted him the photos and showed him everything that I did. And yet he comes home and he's like, "This isn't good enough. You guys are stupid. Oh my god, I can't believe you. I'm so disappointed. This isn't clean." And it just turned into a really bad argument. I was so mad because Klaus, shh, baby, why are you freaking out? It's okay. What? Look at this little guy right here. What do you want, Klaus? You want to play? It's okay, buddy. There's nothing wrong. This guy's really emotional right here. He freaks out a lot. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. He's a good boy. It's okay, Klaus. It's okay. Nothing's wrong. I'm not arguing with nobody. It's okay. I love you. Good boy. So, anyway. So it was just really bad. Like, I was upset because my boyfriend was like, he's gonna come over here and he's gonna say it's not good enough, because my brother Joey has a tendency to do that. But I tried to hope this time that maybe he wouldn't do that. I tried to hope that he would not do that. I tried my best to have faith that, he was gonna be honest for once, and he was gonna give me money, so that way I could use it to invest into what I'm gonna do in terms of these next, couple of days, like buy a tent, invest in some camping gear, whatever, to survive. And, he also promised that he was going to upgrade my iPhone 3 to a 4, because it's pretty fucked up now, and I've had it for the past 2 years that he's been, paying for it while I've been trying to find work. And, yeah, like, I just couldn't take it anymore. Like, I was really upset that he just had to react like that, the way that he just started acting like a child. Like, I should have recorded it, but again, in the heat of the moment, like, instead of fight, my body was like flight, like the adrenaline response. Like, I was so upset over what happened. I just had to run, because this just happened like too many times. Like, I just had enough. I was like, this is the end. I can't believe this. Like, I'm gonna be fucking homeless and you don't give a shit, and you're telling me you're not gonna give me any money, that you're just gonna lead me out to freaking dry? Like, really? You really don't care that much? I know, it should have been expected, considering the fact that when my dad was in the hospital and we asked them for $20 to pay for groceries, they gave us $3 for milk, and my boyfriend had to end up buying groceries for us. Like I said, I was like, you know what, man? All we need is some ramen noodles and some mixed vegetables and some Kool-Aid. We'll be okay with that. And they wouldn't even give us money to do that, They're fucking assholes. I know I should have expected it, but, I guess I'm just too kind-hearted to notice, and sometimes I could be a little naive. And, I try to hope for the best, that maybe, good things will happen, but I guess not. So the argument turned really bad, and I ended up running away to the park, crying, freaking out. And, my boyfriend ended up following me and talking to me and telling me that him and my brother Joey were about to throw down. He was going to punch my brother in the face because he was assassinating his character. He was bullying him, and he was basically saying, you guys don't deserve help, you guys are worthless, you guys are filthy, you're disgusting. And my brother Joey stooped so low as to insult my boyfriend Marcus by bringing up the fact that he grew up poor and that his dad abandoned his mom. Like, he was all like, he's all like, oh, I'm sorry, your daddy didn't love you enough and abandoned you. I'm like, what the fuck? You're 33 years old and you are talking to a 22-year-old adult like this. How old are you, 12? What is this, high school? Like, it was stupid because after I left, Marcus told Joey that we took my dad's toolbox and we gave it away to somebody who could use it. Because, we're nice people like that. Because some of my dad's stuff is still here. It hasn't been put in storage, even though he's been dead for the past 3 years. And, we were nice. We were trying to get the hassle away, because we knew that, once my brothers, Noel and Joey, come over here, they're going to be freaking out about moving everything away. So we decided to get rid of my dad's toolbox. And of course, we're not going to be dicks and be like, oh, give us money for it, We're like, oh, here, if you could use it, go ahead, take it. And we gave away the shelves for just putting stuff on, like these shelves, I don't know, like what to call them. My dad used to store a lot of his car parts on them, and he put them in the backyard, because he liked to collect old cars and work on them. So anyway, so my brother Joey, I guess, gets into it with Marcus, and Marcus starts saying it's gone, deal with it, you don't have the right to say anything because you haven't lived here in forever, and it's not yours. And, my brother Joey just starts freaking out, being like, oh, that's my dad's stuff. And, my boyfriend Marcus steps in, and I'm like, well, that didn't stop you from selling Krista's things when she was a little girl. And Joey just freaks out on Marcus, and he's just like, oh, I'm sorry your daddy didn't love you. And he basically starts insulting him and being like, you're a poor piece of shit and all that. And like, oh, you're fucking trash and you're worthless and like all that. Basically, my brother Joey was being a typical upper middle class judgmental asshole by being like, oh, you know, you grew up in the ghetto, so like, I'm gonna make fun of you. And it's just like, are you serious? Like, you're 33 years old and you have nothing better to do with your time than come over here and make fun of him. And this is the first time that Joey has ever said anything to Marcus's face. 90% of the time when I used to live with my brother Joey before he freaking got up and left and I had to start paying rent on this place by myself, well, not really by myself, but with Marcus and my younger brother, he would always talk shit about Marcus all the time. He would be like, your boyfriend is fucking retarded, or your boyfriend is fucking crazy, or he'd just say shit. And, you know, this is coming from a guy who can't even hold down a relationship for a year. A guy who, like, sleeps with a bunch of freaking girls, and they end up getting mad at him and leaving him, and then he starts crying, like, oh, why'd they leave me? And it's like, well, it's totally obvious, dude. You know, he's sitting here criticizing me when I've held a relationship for, like, ever. And he's just being a fucking dick. And Marcus was going to punch Joey in the face. And personally, I think it's justified because he needs to fucking learn that he cannot talk down to people like that. You cannot do that. You can't expect to get away with it. I mean, enough is enough. You push someone to their limit, and eventually you're going to get a fist to the face, but Marcus did not end up punching him in the face. He ended up basically just being like, fuck you, and then he ended up getting up and leaving to go find me, because he knew that I was somewhere, you know, upset, in distress, crying. And then he started telling me about what happened between him and my brother. And at first, like, I was like in this really incredible, I was breaking down, I was freaking out. I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna go back, because at first, like, my body was like flight, and then it turned into fight, and I wanted to go home, and I wanted to beat the shit out of my brother Joey, like, for saying those things to Marcus, because, you know, he's the person that I love. He's been the only freaking person really here for me, and yet he has the audacity to say these things and say that I don't deserve help. It's like, this is coming from, you know, a guy who used my dad and used to freaking laze around in the house and smoke weed all day, and yet he's saying I don't deserve help, like, I'm worthless. It's like, are you serious? So, you know, I actually want to make something for myself, and yet he wants to continue his stupid habit. And, you know, whatever, like, I was pissed. Like, I was screaming. Marcus was freaking out that the cops were going to be called because we were at a park, and I guess, like, some people were hanging out in their garage, and, like, I didn't care at that point. I was like, fuck them. I don't care. You know, I was like, I was ready to freaking go home and beat the fuck out of my brother, even though I'm small. I know I'm not very strong, but I was willing to use whatever force necessary to teach him a lesson that he can't do those things. Like, it got that bad. Like, my inner freaking, like, instincts just were screaming, like, do something, do something. But eventually, like, I calmed down, and I didn't. And I ended up eating the stupid pizza that he brought over for bribery because I was freaking hungry. And then I ended up staying up till 2 in the morning. I ended up crying myself to sleep while listening to the song Gravity by John Mayer, because I really just couldn't believe it that he said those things and that it got that bad. And I think it's only going to get worse because I only have 4 days left, and my eldest brother is supposed to be here, and he's, oh my god, like, he's the worst. I'll make sure to frickin' keep the camera on or something when he comes over and make sure that, you know, he doesn't notice, so that way I can show you guys how much of a dick he is. But that's not the point of today's little vlog. So what the point of today is, I got scammed today by a job thing. You see, I applied for this receptionist and data entry position, and I know a lot of you are going to be like, well, it was totally obvious it was a scam, but, you know, I'm in a desperate situation. It can't kill me to freaking keep my hopes up that I'm going to get a good job, and I'm going to finally make it out, like, that someone actually wants to hire me. I'm just out on the floor now. I'm tired of walking around. Okay. So, alright, so basically I got scammed today, and I was really upset and disappointed, but, you know, it actually gave me a good opportunity to practice in terms of what I'm going to say to an employer when I go in for an actual interview, that is if I ever do, because I also found out some bad news that a lot of managers, the longer that you're unemployed, the most likely they won't even consider you, because I don't know, like, it's seen as a bad thing, and they don't try to take the economy into consideration. I don't know, like, there's like a link to some video that I watched earlier today about it. So, yeah, like, I got scammed because I applied for this receptionist / data entry position, and I got an email, and it looked very professional. And, you know, they said that they were going to schedule an interview via Yahoo Messenger, and I thought, oh, this is going to be like one of those Skype interviews that they've been talking about. I was like, oh, okay, well, I understand, you know, some managers don't have time to actually have people come down to their office and all that, you know, and I thought it was going to be that way. And so I ended up doing this, and it ends up being like this back and forth text message thing, and I'm talking, saying all these things to this guy, talking very professionally, you know, doing what needs to be done, holding a conversation, telling him my experiences at work, my achievements, what I've done, what software programs I'm familiar with and using, and how I've used them. And eventually the guy stops talking, and then I just kind of realized that, you know, I've been scammed. It was too good to be true. What was I thinking? But again, like, I was like, oh man, I want to be homeless. I need a job. And then this doesn't end up happening, and I end up getting really disappointed. So, yeah, I mean, I'll show you guys, like, the screenshots of the conversation that we had, plus the email that I got, to show you what happened. I'm just very disappointed because I really wanted this job. Like, I really wanted to be a receptionist. I wanted to talk to people on the phone, you know, do some stuff in the office. I know that a lot of people don't like office work, but I don't really get how. I mean, I feel like I'm being productive when I work in an office. So, I'm just very upset that I didn't end up following through with this, that I didn't end up getting a job. I mean, I guess I'm going to have to follow up on my other job prospects and see what happens, but it just, I guess, you know, whatever. You know, it seemed too good to be true. So yeah, I really wanted to work, and I really do want a job, but I don't know when that's going to happen. I really don't. I've been told by a lot of people that I need to get out of California, and I don't know how that's going to happen. I know that there are job programs, like, there was this one for, like, Alaska, that I was told about when I think it was 17 years old, and this was when Marcus was still living with his mother, and I guess one of her friends, Richard, like, had been going to Alaska for the last couple of years. And you go to Alaska, they pay your way there, they give you a place to stay, you stay there for 3 months, you work, and you come back. But the thing is, you will most likely have to pay your own way back. And I think you can choose to stay in Alaska. So, I mean, I think I'm going to do some research into seeing if there's anything else like that. Maybe if we can move to Washington and, like, work and live in Washington, because I don't want to be here anymore. And if not, like, we're going to have to try to save up whatever money we can to get out. I'm even considering donating my eggs, because I heard that women get paid $10,000 to donate their eggs. My friend, or ex-friend rather, Mary, did this a couple of years ago when her and her husband were in a pinch. I'm like, okay, well, you know, maybe I should do this. I'm not going to lie, I mean, I'm kind of scared about what would happen, because I've never been through surgery ever in my entire life, and I don't know how my body would react to getting things taken out of me, and I would probably be, I guess, like, immobile for a while, because there would just be this gash, like, in my frickin' side or whatever, or wherever they're going to take the eggs out. But, you know, I need the money, and I think that that would help me out in my situation, and plus I would be giving another person another chance at life. I would be giving them another chance at life to be a parent. I'm even thinking of considering talking to Marcus about being a sperm donor, even though that's going to be weird, but it's just like, whatever, we need the fucking money. So yeah, I mean, if any of you know of any job programs to where they pay for you to go over there and they give you, like, this facility to stay at, and you work there and you can choose whether to live there or not, you know, let me know, because I really want to just do something. I want to get out of this stupid situation. Like, I don't know where I'm gonna go in the next couple of days because that hotel thing ended up being a bunch of crap because I went to talk to somebody at the welfare office and they said, well, we only do that for people who are on cash aid. And to my knowledge, people on cash aid, in order to qualify for that, you have to have a baby. And I think that is so fucking stupid. It's like, dude, so you're just gonna be like, oh, well, who cares if you go homeless, whatever. It's just like, dude, just because I don't have a kid doesn't mean that I'm not needy, that I don't need help. You know? I thought maybe it would be an exception that, you know, my parents are dead and I have nobody to freaking stay with, but I guess not. But I guess these people expect me to stay in a stupid shelter where I'll get separated from my boyfriend. I won't be able to keep any of my shit. I'll probably get really fucking sick. And the longest that I'll be able to stay there is a day. But again, that whole shelter crap is like a rant for another time. I mean, I have like this huge fucking list as to why I do not want to stay at a shelter. But it's mainly because I don't want to get separated from the only people who give a shit about me. Because, I mean, I've fucking been through enough. I shouldn't have to fucking be separated from people who care about me. Because it's just, I don't want to fucking go through this alone. I'm fucking terrified. I'm not saying that I'm not capable of being independent. It's just like, you know, you always need somebody to lean on in a desperate situation. You need to be able to talk to somebody. And, you know, most of the people at homeless shelters, like, either got there because of unfortunate circumstances, but that's very rare. Most of the time it's because of drug problems, and I don't want to, like, I highly doubt I'd be able to relate to a freaking drug addict. Like, they're just going to be freaking out, being like, you want some crack? You want some meth? And I'll be like, no, I don't want meth, and, you know, I don't want people making me look bad. So, anyway, so, I really hope I can make it out of this alive. I don't necessarily know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm trying to get Tammy, aka my quote-unquote mother-in-law, I'm trying to get her to talk to her sister, Bobby, because apparently she has a back house